Today we're looking at lesson 3.5 on adding and subtracting like fractions. What you have to keep in mind with like fractions is that you have the same denominator, so all you're doing when you're adding or subtracting is focusing on the numerator. So you're going to, since these both have 6 as the denominator, we're going to add the 5 plus 4, which will give me 9 over 6, and then I always look to see if I can simplify. So I'm going to be able to simplify this by dividing by 3, which will give me 3 over 2. And this would be my final answer. Next one, same idea. They both have the denominator of 7, so you're going to focus on adding 4 plus negative 6, which gives you negative 2. You keep the same denominator, and since negative 2 over 7 cannot be simplified, we are all finished. These we're going to do next are mixed numbers with like denominators. So with mixed numbers, I say even if they have like denominators, I would change them into improper fractions first. That way you can focus on adding the numerators only. So you have 1 times 4 is 4, plus 3 is 7. So this is really 7 fourths, plus 4 times 4 is 16, plus 3 is 19 fourths. So we're going to add 7 plus 19. That will give us 26 fourths. Now you can divide this by 2 to simplify. And again, like I said before, always simplify if possible. So this is going to be 13 over 2 as my final answer. Next one, let me separate this a little bit so you can see. But again, the same idea for the next two. You're going to change them to improper fractions, add the numerators, and then see if you can simplify. And every time you're keeping the same denominator. So this is going to be 17 over 5 plus 41 over 5, which gives me 58 over 5. And this actually can't be simplified anymore, so we're going to keep it as 58 over 5. And then the last one, this is going to be negative 17 over 7 and negative 33 over 7. So they're both negatives. We're going to have it as negative, but we're adding the 17 and the 33, which is going to give us 50. So negative 50 over 7. And again, this can't be simplified. The next problems are focusing on subtracting with like denominators, or subtracting like fractions. And this is the same idea as you did with adding. You're going to subtract instead the numerators, keep the same denominator, and then simplify. So 5 minus 10 is negative 5 over 15. We can simplify by dividing by 5. So that's going to give us negative 1 over 3. And that's our final answer. Keep going. 3 minus 4 is going to give us negative 1 over 9. Can't simplify that. And 7 minus 3 is going to give me 4 over 8. And I can divide by 4 here, which gives me 1/2. This one, we just need to fill in the values of the variables first, and we're subtracting. So 9 and 3/8 minus 5 and 5/8. Then we change them into improper fractions. So 75 over 8 minus 45 over 8. And we subtract, keep the same denominator. We get 30 over 8. We can divide by 2 here to get 15 over 4, which is my final answer. And the last problem here, we're talking about 2 different international speedways. So the Daytona International Speedway is one of the longest tracks, and it's 2 2/4 miles long, and the Richmond International Speedway is 3/4 miles long, so we need to get the difference between the two. So 2 2/4 minus 3/4. We need to change this one into an improper fraction, so 10/4 minus 3/4, which gives me 7/4. So you can say 7/4, or it might make more sense in this particular problem to say 1 1/4 miles longer. Oh, not 1 1/4, 1 3/4 miles longer. And that concludes lesson 3.5 on adding and subtracting like fractions for pre-algebra.